What's up guys, my name is Smart, welcome back to another video, and here back to my F1 2019 career mode, episode 10 in season 1, and today is the Austrian Grand Prix. If you haven't watched the previous episode, I highly recommend to go check it out, and if you could leave a like now, I would be very thankful. It really helps me out and really motivates me to make more F1 content, so make sure to smash like and subscribe if you're new, like I said. So it's Austria Grand Prix. Is one of my strongest tracks, so I have good expectations, but we're going to have changeable conditions in this weekend, and unfortunately in the last episode we lost all perks of our contract because I failed our negotiations. I tried to go with higher perks, but things didn't work out, so our contract is a little bit crap now, but we're going to focus now on the Austrian Grand Prix, and in the performance chart we continue, we remain best of the rest, and now is not Racing Point behind us, is Haas, and some small changes on the midfield, and now Alfa Romeo and McLaren are clearly behind the midfield, so they are clearly ahead of Williams, but they suffered a huge drop, especially McLaren, that only made an upgrade so far this season. That was between the Spanish and the Monaco Grand Prix, so McLaren maybe is preparing something, maybe bringing 2 ultimate upgrades, I don't know, but maybe we can't forget that McLaren is going to bring big upgrades. And in terms of the front pack, Ferrari and Red Bull close up to Mercedes, but Mercedes remains the fastest, so maybe we can see the end of the Mercedes dominance. We don't know, because Hamilton at the moment is ahead of the championship. Mercedes have been very strong this season, but now let's forget about the performance chart, because it's time for qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix.
Thank you for joining us once again for today's qualifying session. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what we hope will be a fantastic contest for pole position. Looking at this field today, Anthony, do you think we're going to see anyone take a chance? Maybe run the hard tyres and save some of the grippier tyres for the race tomorrow?
Well, I'd be surprised in all honesty. It's only the front runners that really have the pace to get away with that. And even then, at the end of the day, it's a big risk. Track position is the most important thing, and it's rarely worth sacrificing for a slightly more optimal strategy in the race, so I doubt we're going to see anyone trying it. I have been wrong before though. We certainly do see some risky decisions every now and then, and it's a gamble that's sometimes worth taking. But if it were me in the car, I would want to be on the fastest tyre for my qualifying lap, without a doubt.
Here we are on qualifying, guys, and in Q1 we have WEBBER ahead of us, and we're going to be a little bit held up because of his dirty air, but as you can see, going through the fast session of the track, and you really using our track. I think now Q1 is just a formality. I think we can get out very safely. Not my teammate, because he's been being knocked out of Q1 several times this season, especially when we are the 4th best car, so I really need a good teammate, and at the moment I don't have. Open the DRS, and we're going to cross the line, and for now we're going fastest with a 1:6.6, and it's enough to put us in key 2, and we were 4th fastest. So what I did in the next session, I decided to go to increase a little bit the difficulty. I decided to, it was in 98, I decided to put in 100. I don't want to qualify in P4 because our car is not there, but here we are in P2, and I decided to take the gamble to qualify on medium tire. So I decided to try to qualify on the other tire, because the rain is going to come to play in this Grand Prix, so we don't know, maybe the medium tire is going to be useful, but at the moment we are 1.1 seconds off the pace, and we are at the moment in the elimination position, so we're not going to qualify on the mediums. We're going to just do a laps on softs and see if we can get into key 3. So one full second up. It's 1 second. A little bit caught on the cover on the outside. Open the DRS, and we're going to cross the line, and it's once again P4 ahead of Lewis Hamilton. But yeah, there you go. But I think this is the right difficulty. That's it. And I forgot to say that our teammate unfortunately was knocked out of Q1. He had to qualify in P18, so very unfortunate. But now we're going to focus in Q3, because rain is going to come to play in the final stages. So I want to put a lap as fast as we can, because the track temperature is going to start to increase. And here we go to our first and only run of this key 3 session. Open the DRS, the first DRS zone, and heavy braking into turn 3. Make sure that you hit the brakes as late as you can. Hit a little bit the outside curb, but it doesn't matter. A little bit of oversteer, always have oversteer at turn 3. Lucas WEBBER as provisional pole right now with 1.6.8. We did better than 1.6.8 in this qualifying, so maybe we can finish ahead of Lucas WEBBER. That is very strong this weekend. So here we go to the second half of the lap. I really love this session. You really need the downforce, that's what the Toro Rosso has. So let's see if the downforce comes in handy in this session. It's going to come, yes. Hamilton now sets a provisional pole with 1.6.3, and we're going to plow on into the finals 2 corners, really attacking the fast and right-hander, and now heading to the final corner, really using as much track as you can. And we're going to open the DRS, and we're going to cross the line, and it's going to be 1.6.4. So we are ahead of Lucas WEBBER. But I decided to take the gamble of recharging the batteries and do another lap. But as you can see, it's starting to rain. But I think it's acceptable to do the lap. So, and Lucas WEBBER did another lap, and I believe he's ahead of us. So we're going to. I was trying to go to a second run, but it started to rain heavier and heavier, and I started to go slowly. So unfortunately, that was our qualifying section. Verstappen is with the provisional pole, and I believe he's going to be like this because the conditions got worse and worse, and it's Max Verstappen in the Red Bull Home Grand Prix that takes pole position, and Lucas WEBBER not finished ahead of me, but of Sebastian Vettel. So I have the Lucas WEBBER effect coming to play for the first time in this career mode. So that's very impressive, because remember, the Alfa Romeo in the paper is the third worst car, so that was very impressive. But now we're going to focus on the race. Let's see what we can do. We need good points for the constructors because my teammate is not helping at all, and I forgot to say that Charles Leclerc is in P10, so we have to bear in mind that he's going to make a charge through the field, and yeah, basically it's that. So it's time for the race. Let's see what we can do. We'll see.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. They haven't had any retirements in the last 5 races. What do you think that says about the reliability of their car?
It's a good statistic for sure, as it demonstrates not only mechanical reliability, but consistency from both drivers as well. These are 2 of the first boxes you have to tick for any successful season.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hamilton, Gasly, Lucas Faber and Vettel, Thomas, Butler, Hülkenberg and Charles Leclerc, Magnussen, Grosjean, Lando Norris and Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Russell, Lance Stroll and Alexander Albon, Kubica and Sergio Perez completes our grid. And now it's time to head down to the...
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Thanks a lot, Jeff, and welcome guys to the Austrian Grand Prix, starting in P7 in our beautiful Toro Rosso. And let's see, it's like a home Grand Prix because we are part of the Red Bull family, so let's see if we can make a good race. Raining come to play only in the final stages of the Grand Prix, so we'll still have to make the only stop that is going to be from the softs to the medium tires, so that's a strategy wise, and then we're going to switch to a fast set of intermediates probably. So here we go, ready to the start of the race. Let's see if we can grab some good points. Our season is going very well at the moment, so here we go to the Austrian Grand Prix. 5 red lights for the Austrian Grand Prix. I said Austrian Grand Prix like a million times, and this lights out and away we go, and it's an absolute terrible start. I felt a touch from Nico Hülkenberg. We're gonna try to close the door, and now down on the inside goes Charles Leclerc, and we're going to try round the outside, hold the position on Devon Butler, and we do so and remain in P7. but now Leclerc made the move on the Devon Butler, so a very good start from Charles Leclerc. So we're going to make a horrendous dive on Sebastian Vettel. Can we make the move to really squeeze him off? This is not really a league between these Ferraris, but we're going to try to take the fight still. So, and now we are in P6, but Sebastian Vettel is going to try down on the inside, weaving around the track. But I made a mistake, a little bit of a correction, and I didn't lose the position, not just for Sebastian Vettel, but for Charles Leclerc as well. So that's us demoted into P8, but yeah, those Ferraris are actually extremely OP. They have a much better car than us, so I decided to not give much of a fight, and I decided to let them go a little bit, and we are in P8 on the closing stages of lap 1. But at the moment we are doing very good. We lost the position, but it was for a Ferrari. Maybe we can challenge WEBBER later in this Grand Prix, but this is Sebastian Vettel try go round the outside at turn 3 of LUKAS WEBBER. That man is doing an amazing job on that Alfa Romeo. The LUKAS WEBBER effect coming to play, like I said, and Vettel gets the position back, but WEBBER is in the slipstream, so maybe he's going to try something on the outside at turn 4. Can he hold around the outside of that Ferrari? No, he can't, because he doesn't have the downforce. And this is for the race lead now. This is Valtteri Bottas. He's getting closer and closer to Max Verstappen. That at the moment is the race leader, like I said. But that Mercedes is very good in race pace, so I don't think that Verstappen can hold the Mercedes much longer. There goes Bottas on the outside. Verstappen is going to try something at turn 4. He has the inside line, so he can do whatever he wants, and he does so. And he holds the lead of this Austrian Grand Prix. But now Bottas is so close this time, and he's going to try go all around the outside, get the traction maybe, and there we go. He's going to feed the throttle, and he does so. He has the RS and takes the lead of this Austrian Grand Prix, and Hamilton is going to try to take P2 for a Mercedes 1-2. So this is horrible for Max Verstappen in front of them, of the Dutch fans, because there's a lot of Dutch fans at Austria. But at the moment he holds P2, and this is in a few laps later. Verstappen was overtaken. Now he's going to try to fight back on the inside, but he doesn't have the traction, and now he's going to have the RS. I forgot to show the footage of Hamilton overtaking Verstappen, so sorry for that. But Verstappen is going to try to take the position on the outside of turn 3. A lot of action in this section of the track, but Hamilton holds in, and he's going to get the DRS. He's going to get the inside line, so probably he's going to get the position, and there goes on the inside the Brit, and he gets P2. And the moment we have again a Mercedes 1-2, so the Mercedes is clearly strong at the Red Bull ring, and yeah, maybe Red Bull had some luck on qualifying due to the rain. So this is Devon, but the two Haas's and the two McLarens. And that was Magnussen and Butler battling, and Butler lost so much momentum that Grosjean overtook a former F2 Rebel, and that's Lando Norris trying something. So maybe Lando Norris can take the pieces of that fight, but it was so close to get the position of his teammate, but it wasn't enough. So this is Kevin Magnussen, really good exit on the third sector. He's going on the slipstream of Grosjean, and he's going to try on the inside. Sorry, my voice cracked a little bit. The two Haas battling, there was some contact definitely. And there goes Magnus, and I believe these guys are behind us, so this is allowing us to you know, get a lot of time. And that goes Devon Butler on the inside of Grosjean, because Grosjean lost a lot of momentum, but Grosjean rolled around the outside. That's very weird to see the AI try to go up of the inside, doesn't get the position, because when I go up of the inside, generally I get the position, so that's very weird. But that's Pierre Gasly now battling with Sebastian Vettel. So Vettel overtook Gasly, and it seems that the Red Bulls doesn't have a good don't have a good pace, because at the moment they are losing positions. And let's go LUKAS WEBBER trying on the outside of turn 3 once again on the Red Bull of Pierre Gasly. So that man is unstoppable on that Alfa Romeo car, so that's very impressive. But now Gasly has the DRS, and that's pretty much it. So for skipping forward to lap 14, nothing happened in my POV, and we are still in P8, but we have a virtual safety car. So but it was very quiet these stages of the Grand Prix, so it was just to the laps manage the gap. And it's Max Verstappen that is out of the race after taking pole position, leading the Grand Prix, losing the position to the Mercedes, and this Grand Prix comes back to us because his Honda engine died, and that's the end of his Austin Grand Prix in front of the Red Bull crowd, and that's very unfortunate because I think he was trying to get some good points in the championship, because Red Bull is not been in the fight between the Mercedes and the Ferrari, so that's very unfortunate. But here we are on lap 15, and we're going to get rid of this old set of soft tires and and dress a brand new set of medium tires. So let's see what we can do. At this stage, this first stint was very quiet, and I didn't try anything on the undercut because I'm going to explain why. I decided to make a conservative Grand Prix. We are in a good position. We're not going to risk anything. Webber is behind us in the championship with some margin, so I decided to be a little bit more cautious in this Grand Prix, like a damage limitation. My components of the car are mid-worn out, so I decided to take this choice and not push for any position or anything. It's maybe a strange move, but it can pay off. And that's Alex Albon that has a stop to make, and we were ahead of him exiting to the pit, so that man is absolutely nowhere. But this is Sebastian Vettel. He pitted a lap later than Hamilton, and now he can get the overcut. He gained a heap amount of time on Lewis Hamilton, and there goes on the outside. Vettel is going to try to take P2 of this Grand Prix. That would be amazing. They're going side by side, the two championship rivals in real life, not in championship, because it's Leclerc versus Hamilton, and Vettel gets the overcut done. So Ferrari making a bold strategy, and they got the strategy right, I gotta say, because an overcut is a very hard strategy to make work. So there's Leclerc still behind Lucas Webber. So as you can see, Leclerc, I think he has damage since the beginning of the Grand Prix. I think he misses an end play of his front wing. So I'm going to talk about that later, because Leclerc is going up inside of Lucas Webber. That man is holding the Ferrari. He has the downforce. I don't know how that man. I know that Leclerc he has some medium, not major, medium damage, but I don't know who's making an absolute bonkers job. Is Leclerc of Lucas Webber? They made contact. I don't know who's making an excellent job. Webber on the Alfa Romeo or Leclerc with the damaged front wing. That is amazing. Now Leclerc with the DRS open on the inside of Lucas Webber. He's going to try the inside, but Webber goes through the long way around, and for now holds P5, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. I believe it's P5. Yes, it is. But I was going to say, as they are battling again, Leclerc has some damage since the beginning of Grand Prix, and the Ferrari decided to not change the front wing in the pit stop. So that was very strange. If I was missing an end plate of a front wing, I definitely would change, ask my team to change. But as Leclerc, they are still side by side. This is going to be a full lap side by side, but Webber gets the traction somehow, and he holds P5. So that man is doing, like I said, a crazy job on that Alfa Romeo. But this is Pierre Gasly chasing down Lewis Hamilton. So Hamilton he doesn't have any pace in his medium tires. I don't know if he has damage. I don't believe that he has damage, but there goes Gasly taking P3, so a little bit of a consolation to Red Bull after losing Max Verstappen, and he's going to try on the outside of he's always trying to go around the outside at turn 3. It's very weird. I don't see anyone going up of inside, and there goes Hamilton with the DRS open, and for now he survives to another day, and he holds the final podium position. So very hot battles in the front pack, because I was expecting that, because the performance gap was very close between the top 3 teams. But that's as in lap 26, very lonely second stint for us. And like I said, lap 26 once again is starting to rain, and in lap 29 is absolutely impossible to drive. So it's definitely time for intermediate. I decided to stick a little bit. I decided to pit a lap earlier, but I decided to not take the gamble or something like that. And but now in lap 29 it's definitely time for intermediate tires, and let's see our pace on the wet is, because it's not very famous, my pace on wet conditions in F1 2019. So let's see what we can do. We're going to get rid of this old set of medium tires and dress a fresh new set of intermediate tires, and we're going till the other Grand Prix 7 lap sprint till the checker flat. So that's Charles Leclerc, and they didn't change the front wing once again, so Ferrari thinks that it's better to not change the front wing, and there he goes, fitting the green stripe tires, and we're going till the end of the Grand Prix. So that's WEBBER behind us, so finally Charles Leclerc got rid of him, and here we go, we're getting out in P7, and Alex Albon pitting again, as you can see, teammate in the pit. So let's see what we can do. We're not going to catch, so he's going to be like bring it home, you know. So, but unfortunately our pace in the wet is not being very good, because Kevin Magnussen on lap 33 is really on our tail, so that has really coming alive in these conditions. I'm really struggling for traction at this moment. I can't get any temperature on the tires, and as you can see, really struggling on the second sector, and really on our gearbox now, the Haas, and he's going to try maybe something on the fast right hander. So here we go, we're going defensive on the right hand side of the track, and we're going to try all on the inside of the fast right hander on the last two corners, and we do so. But Kevin Max really pacey in this condition, sorry, and he's going to make everything, it's going to be like a heartbreak for me, because I've been very quiet in this Grand Prix in P7, but there go Magnus trying something on the inside, but I went through the long way around, and we survived for another day. So lap 35, penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. We are doing everything. I'm doing everything to hold this position, but our exit in turn 1 is not very good. We are lacking in traction, the entire temperature, and there goes Kevin Magnussen on the outside at turn 3. We're going to try to make late as we can, and we do so, and really try to squeeze him off to the curb. No contact, healthy racing, and we do so, and we survive for another lap, for another day in P7. But Magnussen once again, he has the speed, and I'm running out of fuel, so we have to bear in mind that, and we're going to try on the inside again, try to hold this position. I'm doing everything to hold this P7, because I've been so quiet in this Grand Prix, so yeah, I think I deserve this P7, but go Magnussen on the inside. I'm going to try to do everything to get the traction on the inside, but look at the traction of Magnussen. Now he has the inside, he's in front of us, he's going to really squeeze us off to the curb. I tried to resist, but unfortunately that was it, and we lost P8, and Magnussen up into P7. Heartbreak for me, because I was in P7 since the beginning of the Grand Prix. That was heartbreak, but that's how it is, that's how Formula 1 is, and unfortunately the rain ruined our plans. It's going to be P8, but oh my god, running P7 the whole Grand Prix, and we're going to cross the line in P8, but still, it's good points, so I can be happy.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack, and having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Crazy race in the final stages, but yeah, unfortunately, like I said, that's how it is. But at least we had some points, 4 points in the back. Our teammate once again not finishing on a point, and Lucas WEBBER finished ahead of me, and it was for the first time in a while that he finished ahead of me, but unfortunately we couldn't be best of the rest. But nonetheless, it was a positive Austrian Grand Prix. Like, it was a damage limitation, not pushing for the car, because we need to save some parts, because we're going to get grid penalties, especially on the second half of the season. The championship, we remained best of the rest. Gasly now is ahead of Verstappen. That is not very common, that's weird to see. But we are 7 points ahead of Sergio Perez. That was absolutely nowhere in this race. So we are comfortably, we can say 7 points away, but things are going very well for us. And our teammates just 4 points. That's very depressing. And the constructors, we dropped into P6. So Alfa Romeo and the Racing Point ahead of us. If my teammate was like decent, not like in my pace, like a decent pace at least, we will be very comfortably in P4. But unfortunately, my teammate is not being very good in this weekend. So that's the end of the episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe channel if new to see more F1 content. Really motivates me to make more. It really helps me out. And if you could do smash like and subscribe to the channel, I will be very thankful. But next episode is going to be the Silverstone Grand Prix. I have a major engine upgrade for the ERS part of the car. But now we're going to buy a minor upgrade for the chassis, a weight reduction upgrade, and it's going to be ready for the next episode, like I said. And we're going to buy a durability upgrade. I don't buy for quite a while, so I decided to do. And we're going to buy a MGUH upgrade, and it's going to be ready for the next Grand Prix in Silverstone, like I said. But guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. Things are going very well at the moment. We are best of the rest in the performance chart, in the constructor, sorry, in the driver standing. So things are really going in our way. 3 upgrades coming to play in the next the next episode, that is the British Grand Prix. So let's see what we can do. Let's see if we have these 3 upgrades ready for the next episode. But for me, it's time to say goodbye. My name is Mash, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time.